the Sugar Ray at all?
No.
Hello and welcome to Sasha and Goff Live Recorded.
I'm Sasha.
And I'm Goff, and this week we are talking about our top 3 one-hit wonders as brought to you by your wife, Megan. How do you feel about this one?
I did some research, and I totally forgot to write them down. So I'm going to remember them.
Okay.
I feel good. There's so many of them that I did write down, but I didn't like figure out my top 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like anything. Like I feel like the potent notables are more fun than the top 3 because you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I'm all in. I'm good to go. I love music and I love one-hit wonders. So.
This was
Let's play
fun.
the feud.
This one just reminded me of so many like junior high dances, like middle school and stuff. Like walking into the gym with like, I'm not going to give away any of mine. But
so did you do? Did you go like through generations of music, or were you like me, mostly stuck in like the 90s?
I was mostly
era?
stuck there.
Yeah, I feel like you can't have relatively current one-hit wonders because you're like, well, what if they do something again? And then like old stuff is like,
Well, it's tough because like like obviously my favorite music's punk, so it's like I'm trying to think of bands like that, and it's like, I mean like no, because they're not supposed to be like
they're like
2-hit, 3-hit, 4-hit, unless you're the Offspring
wonders.
or Green Day or Blink or one of those kind of bands. But so how you doing this week, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I had a physical. I had to go to the doctor.
Okay, how'd that go?
It's fine. You know that we're old men, and I don't know. Do you get a physical? Do you stay away from the doctor? I have friends who do both.
I'm pretty good with going to the doctor. I haven't gotten a physical in a while though. I mean, like, cause I have insurance, so it's like Joni and I are like, fuck it, like anytime it's like go
pish
go.
posh
That's
over
right,
here.
yeah.
Oh, I have insurance.
I can
Look
swear
at me.
about it. That's how cool I am.
It's interesting. I had a doctor, and he passed away. Rest in peace. Great doctor, and SWK, also great doctor.
Okay.
And so I had to get a new doctor within the past year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is. And so it's kind of like a whole new thing,
So
like
transitioning.
Yeah, I had a doctor for a while. He was a great doctor, and then now I have this new guy, and I like him. I like him a lot, but he does things a little bit differently. He does not grab my balls.
That sucks.
I know. It's like that -1
His
for
Yelp
that.
review is already...
He refused to give me a prostate exam, no matter how many times I asked yesterday.
Also, this guy's not a real doctor.
I'm starting to think he's not a real doctor, because a real doctor would be like, let me in there.
Every other doctor loves it when I ask.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, so he's a little bit new school, I guess, if you want to call him that. But
I bet he wears gloves, too.
No gloves. But he does everything with his feet. Stethoscope.
One of those guys, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty talented.
That's pretty impressive.
I have a couple doctors, and I can't pronounce any of their names. They all have weird names, which is cool because I have a weird name. So, but yeah, so I went to that, and they said, I have no vitamin D in my body, which they said, make sure Goff gives you the D, okay? Goff is in charge of giving the D out.
Obviously, they listen to the show.
They do. They were like,
they have it playing throughout.
Yeah,
the entire.
It's in the lobby.
Yeah.
It's in the lobby. But yeah, that's about it. So I did that, and I don't know, nothing else really sticking out. Have you heard of this show, the Joe Schmo show?
I feel like that's been a show at some point. I've never watched it.
Okay, I thought it was new.
Joe Schmo show.
I saw a commercial for this thing the other day. This is just completely random.
Okay.
But the Joe Schmo show is a show about like some guy who is the only person who doesn't know that everyone else is pranking him. And I'm like, this is jury duty.
Yeah.
But it's on like True TV or something.
Well,
like,
because there was like Joe Millionaire. Do you remember that show?
I do.
So that was along the same lines.
Yeah.
He's the only person that didn't know it was bullshit.
Wait, I thought he was a millionaire.
No.
Oh, they thought he was a millionaire.
Oh, that's what it was. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just
and
some
he was
like
not. Joe Schmo.
he was like us.
Yeah, definitely not millionaire.
You wanted Leo and you got Sasha and Goff.
Although he didn't have insurance, so pish posh.
Obviously,
but yeah,
he's nothing to me then.
I thought this was interesting. I wanted to ask you: would you be interested in watching a show, knowing that the format is something you liked with a different thing? Would you watch this show?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, is this like a running show? Like,
I think so.
It's been going for a bit? Because, yeah, I feel like I've heard of this, so maybe it...
I mean, I might be wrong, but I thought it was something that's, like, coming out now.
Okay.
So,
all right, either way... I mean, yeah, it's a good premise. I just don't know if, like, I would love another season of Jury Duty.
I know.
So it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to get too far away from that in case they do another one.
It seems interesting. Like, I'm interested to watch it, but I feel like I'm turning my back on Jury Duty. And Jury Duty, they won me over.
Yeah.
James Marsden or whatever, and the rest.
Yep.
A fantastic television show, as we've talked about on this many times.
Many times.
Yeah, so I guess... We'll see. We'll see what happens with the Joe Schmo show.
All right. Well, speaking of like jury duty and other things that suck that we have to do as citizens, I had to go to the DMV the other day to get my driver's license.
Now, when you go there, do you ask them to do the prostate exam as well, or they just give it to you?
No, they just do it. I haven't been to the DMV in a while, and I'm going to start going back more often now. But anyway, as we talked about last week, my birthday was recent, so I had to. It's been 4 years. I had to get a new ID. And I feel like everyone else in the world is given the option to renew theirs online. But whenever it's my turn, I need a vision test or I need to do the... Yeah, so that's what I had to do.
Me and you both, buddy. Yep.
Yeah, so
Megan makes fun of me all the time. She's the worst driver since my parents. Like, they're all horrible, horrible drivers. None of them have to do anything. Yeah. I have to take a test, probe, blood sample.
You have to take a test with a Ford probe while you're...
You get a probe everywhere you go, right?
You get a probe.
You get a probe.
Remember Ford probes?
I do.
Those are cool cars. But anyway, yeah, so it's like I went to because you have to make appointments now when you go for something like that, which I guess is nice, but at the same time it's not when they're not on time. When it's 1:40 and I don't get... Like it's 2:05 and they finally call me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when I went, they were like...
Were they pretty efficient?
They were not letting other people in who just like wanted to walk in. They were like, get out of here.
Well, that was one of the good things. Like people that were there for just like stickers, like vehicle stickers and license plate. It's like, I can hear the other employees like, yeah, I heard the lines out to the flagpole. Like I'm literally hearing them. They're like, yeah, it's out to play it against sports. But yeah, if you were there for an appointment, it was like you were royalty. You know.
I also have to take
in this door. And...
I had to take like a different test as well because like I get like a trucking license, like a C class, non-CDL but C class or whatever license.
Okay.
And so I have to take like a separate test for that. Then I do the regular test, and then they test my eyes, and I'm like, don't test my eyes; they're not good.
My eyes are pretty good. I think they're a little worse at night though.
Let me ask you. I checked my eyes. Maybe we've talked about this before. The doctor told me I have better than perfect eyes, like vision. He wasn't hitting on me. He said better than perfect vision. And I was like, well, then why is it still a 20/20?
Why is 20/20 the highest?
Yeah.
Why, is there like a 22?
Like if we aim for perfection, we don't aim for like more than perfection. We would change what perfection is,
yes.
I believe.
So when the doctor's like, you got 20 out of 20, you're like, fuck that, I got that last time.
Yeah, he's like, you have better than perfect, which makes me think that he is also not a doctor. He's like,
this guy sucks.
It's way better than it should be. Yeah. You're ahead of schedule here or whatever.
Wow.
Also, I can't see after 6 p.m., regardless of anything. Like, darkness, if I'm driving after 6 p.m., I can't see anything. So... They make me take an eye test at like 10 a.m. when everything looks good. But 6 p.m., I see nothing.
It's like in that movie Summer School when they're like, the only reason people get DUIs is because they don't teach us how to drive drunk.
Hey, that's true.
If they can teach us how to drive blindfolded,
I think we should have to take driving tests at midnight, intoxicated. And if you don't pass, probe.
Well, just... Yeah. The probe. Like the penalty is you're given a probe. A Ford probe.
You either get a Ford probe or a probe.
Or a regular
Your
probe.
choice.
A finger probe.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man?
We're having a good time. What do you mean? I'm having fun.
I'm having a good time.
This is when ADHD strikes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you another question?
No.
We talk about our dogs all the time.
Yeah.
And I had to write this down, just like kind of annoying shit that our dogs do because... And I know... that my dog's not the only one that does it. I'm pretty sure you've talked about it before, too. It's the licking. So, yeah, my dog hates it when I lick her. All right? So, no.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, you hate it.
It's my least favorite part of you
Every
coming
time
over.
I walk in, I just start, But anyway.
You're like a bushwhacker.
Yeah. Oh, God. So Lucy has the routine every morning at 6 a.m. Has to come out of the bedroom, has to go outside, eat, everything like that. And this is like, so I leave for work every day at about 6:15. So I'm going to catch her every day coming out of the bedroom. And it's one of those things where half the time you have to kind of pull her off the bed and she'll start like trying to fight with you, like growling. And it's like, fuck, I'm not in the mood for this right now. So I'll pull her down. But yeah, after she eats and, goes outside, goes right back up and like lays up against the bedroom door and just starts going to town on her, licking everywhere, doing all that shit. And it's just like, this is every single day.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. I don't know.
Do you guys sleep at night without like a noise machine or a fan?
I have a fan on every night.
Okay, so we do too. Yeah. Have you ever turned the fan off and then heard the dog?
Yeah, I mean, like, she's actually not bad. Like, at night. Yeah, it's just in the morning, and I get up so damn early. Today I got up at 4 o'clock. I've been up since 4.
Look, I think that's okay. The dog's got to do what it's got to do. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, but it's just like, does the dog have to do it in the same spot every damn morning? Does she get like...
Do you need a Danish every morning?
No, and actually, on my first day of work, I had to take a different route because I'm in a new building. I went to a Danish-less 7-Eleven. It was terrible. So the next day, I actually just left a couple minutes early, hit my guy, and he was there. It was wonderful. But anyway, back to our stupid, annoying dogs. Does she get like the Zoomies?
No, not at all.
Really?
And that's like something my last dog did get. And last week at some point, she did get like a mini Zoomie. And I was like, I wanted to tape it. Like, it's not something that she does normally around here. So it's like the one thing missing that would make her the perfect dog.
Okay.
Take her outside, she'll like do sprints and stuff like that. But in the house, she doesn't do anything.
Jeez. So, yeah, Lucy's a very strong dog. And I mean, like, when she does her Zoomies, part of that includes launching into the couch and then pushing off the back of it. And, she pushes the couch a good 3 to 4 feet. Like when she's doing, because we have, we don't have carpet in the main floor, so I mean it slides easier. But it's like, it's so funny to me how like aggressive and crazy they are, but just to themselves. Like, I'm not worried ever. Like, she has like a look like she wants to kill, but I know she's not going to. So it's just hilarious just watching her go back and forth. And it's like, you know what? That 30 seconds means I don't have to walk you now. So thank you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad that like she doesn't do the Zoomies because it's like exactly that. I have to move the couch. It probably hits the wall. There's a hole in the wall. You're like, what is it? But at the same time, I do miss seeing it because it's one of the funniest things to see is just like imagine a friend of yours just starts sprinting
all of a sudden.
Like as fast as they can.
Just did an 8-ball again.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, and I love like it's funny because like there's a different kind of like respect that she has for me than what she has for like Joni and the girls because I'm the one that usually like has to like raise my voice and like I don't hit her or anything, but I mean she knows that it's just like, all right, this guy's not as fun as the other ones. But I mean like I love her to death, but there's certain times where you're just like, why the hell did we do this?
I mean like the other night I'm going to sleep and Callie's sleeping in my spot. And I'm like, you gotta move, bud. It's time to watch King of Queens. And so I start like finagling the sheets to kind of move her.
That's the best way to do it.
And she lays out a and like a snap bite at you, and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
This
and that's the thing too, because Joni will always be like, babe, and it's just like she's not gonna bite me, like she's just because she does that all the time too.
Same. She's gonna bite Megan, but she's not gonna bite me.
Damn right. I don't care about the other three in the house. No, but there's certain spots, when I'm trying to move her, like if I try to get like under her like butt, that, and then anytime I'll like under her armpits or like under her front. It's
those are like those are probes to dogs. Yeah. Right. Minus if
I
you
found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
I was just home. I'm like, I wonder what dogs hate.
Yeah.
So I just started prodding her.
Yeah.
And so.
All right.
I don't know, man.
What else?
Kind of light. I don't know. Do you want to get a little weird with this one?
It seems like it already is.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted you to tell me about the first time you had sex.
Okay.
All right. Go.
Next.
No. All right. Stop, weirdo. Oh. All right. So I got this idea because Disney Plus released a new show called What If. And it's not a new show. It's actually on season 3, but the new season just started. Okay. So this show is just a Marvel cartoon.
Here we go with the Marvel.
I know. But the whole thing is just like, what if the Avengers were bad? What if Spider-Man was bit by a donkey? Just random shit like that. So I was thinking, because at one point over the weekend, I was probably asking Joni to help me with something, and I was thinking how much my life would suck if I was not married to this woman.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice thought.
Yeah, and she doesn't listen to the show, so I'm not kissing her ass. She listens every once in a while, but not enough.
She listens.
I wish she did. But anyway, because then she could tell me how funny you are. Yeah. And she's like, you need to follow his lead. Anyway, so what do you think?
Oh, so she drinks at home.
Yeah, all the time. What do you think your life would be like if you were not married to Megan?
Oh, yeah. Not good. Not good. Not even in like a like you're saying, not in a suck up kind of way. Like,
yeah,
I'd probably be dead, and if I wouldn't be dead, it'd be pretty close.
And like, I'm not trying to make us get like all like deep and dark and shit, but yeah, I mean,
but
like,
you did it.
And I love when you're uncomfortable, you touch the front of your mic like this.
I just
well, you're adjusting it, but I feel like you do that because you don't know what to do with your hand.
Oh, I never know what to do with my hands. You should have seen me at Zero Gravity Dance Club when I was like 15.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, but that's how you're supposed to dance.
Yeah, with your hands
up by your side.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it wouldn't be good. She's a good yin to my yang. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't.
And now this is real quick. This is not us kissing our wives' asses.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm genuinely like. I mean, I know your answer wasn't going to be like, it would be better.
No,
you know,
but,
her, but
like, okay, none of this is going to be funny, right? Because it's just like honesty from me.
Yeah.
When I got married, I was like, I love my wife. We're getting married, right? Her idea, not mine. But I'm along for the ride. After we were married for a couple of years, I was like, oh, there's a different level of love at this point than there was even when I thought it was at the maximum like point or whatever. And then that continues to grow and grow. Or eventually, you know, she leaves the right choice, and she's like, I could do way better than this.
Gets out of here before this stupid podcast.
This guy talks to his friend for 2 hours every time I see him. But yeah, so it's like eventually you get to a point where you can't even like think about it really. You'd be like, what would I? I have no clue. It would be horrible.
It is.
I can't even imagine.
It's a tough question that's just like obviously needs a lot more thought.
I'd love to like be able to make it funny, but it's just like a sweet. It's either a sweet answer or it's like a. I would hit the town. We would be at the town. But
it's like, are you gonna be that guy? It's
I don't feel that
way. Fucking sweet, dude. Yeah. No, I agree with you because, like you were saying, like a love that you didn't think you could get to. Some of the stuff you just
who's gonna make me dinner?
Yeah. That's why I got married.
I'd be skinnier. Because there's no one to make me dinner.
This is Italian Sasha.
No, this was
but
meathead. Sasha.
No, I mean like some of the stuff you just go through together. You know, like your obviously finances. I mean, is such a big thing to share with people. You know, and I mean just like the things you like. Yeah, it's just like
yeah.
I know she just took a shit. That's fine.
Whoa. I don't know about that.
I said it.
That's messed
like,
up.
My wife doesn't poop.
No.
Never.
You're nuts.
So
we don't even have bathrooms in this house.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I just thinking about that, like with Joni, I mean, same thing as you. She's helped me get through a lot of stuff, and she's also been so professional in ways that, like, I wasn't mature. You know, like, just a lot of the things she's done for me, like, because I've had a lot of help in my life with my parents. And then it's like, I feel like when Joni and I got married, she took on some of those motherly roles as well. You know, because I had some cleaning up to do.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
How would Joni do if she didn't meet you?
Jesus, man. She'd be running the country right
now. I know, right? I feel weird answering that question, too, because it's like, oh, significantly better.
I know, and I'm going to ask her this, and she's like, is this still an option?
We're just weighing them down, that's all.
Yeah.
So...
But, like, I don't know. It's just, it's crazy to think about that because, No, just everything. I mean, things she's helped me get through, things like she knows about me, and just like some of my quirks and shit, and
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
That was fun, but it's a tough question to like try and bing and bang about, you know?
Well, because we like to make each other uncomfortable on the show, so we don't really go over show notes except for like our top threes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so We like putting each other on the spot.
All right. Well, I was gonna do something this week. I'm thinking of maybe holding off. What do you think?
Do a few. Do a few. Why not?
I was gonna do something this week, and because I don't really have much going on in my life, it's just sitting around thinking how much I've been sitting around the house.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've tried to get into a school to take a leak.
Yeah, I need more ska shows to go to talk about. So I was thinking. I had a couple questions for you that were just completely random. And then I was like, wait, what if I just get a random generator, hit the button, and see what happens, what kind of questions spit out? Okay. Well, it turns out there's a bunch of those online, thank God. Because otherwise I was going to have to build one.
What is your name? How old are you?
I got one. I got 10 questions for you. I don't know that I'm going to go through all of them. But I'll start going through them. So this is something I could do anytime I got nothing going on.
Well, like the joke book.
Oh, I forgot about the
insult book, actually.
It's holding up a keyboard. I can't get it out now, unfortunately.
No problem. Maybe next week.
First question. And now this is not just a question for you. I'm sure we'll have a discussion.
I was going to say, are
you
going to answer too?
We'll just call it Sasha and Goff answer questions or something stupid.
All day.
Have you ever shot a gun?
A real, like a actual gun that could kill someone?
Yeah.
No. I've shot like a BB gun.
Okay.
So that's what I was like, yeah.
Like a BB handgun or a BB rifle?
Handgun.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of those things, not to get into it, Joni and I, we do not own a gun, but it was like, yeah, we're not against that if it's safe, but no, I have never actually shot a real gun. Have you?
No, I don't even know. I mean, I've been around guns sometimes. Like in Serbia, I was at a wedding and my cousin almost shot me in the head.
Nice.
They have weddings, and in the summer they have like long tents with like cutout windows, and I was sitting by the window, and one of my cousins was drunk and just kind of like pulled out his gun. He's a cop too, and just went like this to shoot out the window, because they shoot guns into the air at weddings in Serbia. It's a very common thing. And he went like this, and it just went like right past my eyes and out the thing, and it was and just shot a bunch of them.
That was a good gunshot sound.
I don't know what they sound like. There was too many flashes and whatever. And then I have another friend who like has a gun. Let me be careful here. It has a serial number that was scratched off when he had the gun. I don't know if he still has the gun now.
Okay.
So like I've seen it. Like I've held it.
Where is it in this room?
In this house.
It's in the bucket.
There's nothing in this house that resembles a gun.
Okay.
If you go. I shouldn't say that. If you come to my house, I'll shoot you in the face. If you're unwanted. Right. If you're a guest, 50-50. But, yeah. No. But, like, so I held a gun, and, like, he knew it was unloaded, so he was just kind of like, that's still too much for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. And so like he showed me that it was unloaded, and I was still like, no, it's not for me. I'm not the right person to be holding a gun.
I've held one. That's because I actually had one of my. Actually, Al from Melmac, one of his old girlfriends was a cop.
Wow. Okay.
So I've held a gun, never shot it. So
all right. Question 2: what is your opinion on tattoos?
I have 2 of them, so I like tattoos. You know what? Actually, really, my only opinion on tattoos, like the only objection I have, is like when you have numerous ones in the same spot but they don't connect. So it's like if you have SpongeBob here, Patrick, or I guess if it's a theme on, that's different. But I mean, like if you have your mom's initials and then you have a sports car,
I know
and then you have a butterfly.
Sometimes it seems a little bit random.
Yeah, I mean, if it all goes together in a sleeve, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Or if that's the goal eventually, is to like if they're
I
apart
guess,
and you
but
can
in the time being,
yeah,
I hate when people do that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, Megan's got a sleeve, like a full left-handed sleeve.
Awesome, yeah.
So I don't like them at all. They're rough.
You have 2 as well, right?
I have 2, one on each arm. Bands from like
that's both of mine are band tattoos.
Yeah, I think we're very Midwestern in our shitty tattoos. But...
You know what though? The thing is, like, people will ask, it's like, do you regret those? And it's like, I don't. 1, because I love them, and 2, because there's nothing written here. So they're just cool logos, in my opinion. It doesn't say the band name. Yeah. So if I ever it's like, I don't want to be 70 with strung out written on my arm.
I disagree. I think that's pretty sweet.
I get so many compliments for this just because people are like, oh, you big science guy.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I think it's a THC, Adam. I'm not sure. I honestly, I think that's what, like, strung out, like, obviously it would
I don't regret either of mine. I'd like to get more.
Yeah.
I like tattoos. I like picking them out and figuring out what you're gonna do and all that kind of stuff. I would never be like up the neck and in your forehead.
Well, at some point, and this isn't a knock on anyone, but at some point there's a professionalism that goes with it. Yes, you don't want to have face tattoos. You don't want to get shit where you're...
Mine doesn't even have to do with professionalism, but I agree with you on that. But it's just like I wouldn't want that.
It's like the gauges in your ears. That shit where it's like you can put a tennis ball through there. I mean, it's like
It's not for me.
You have to like think about your future. Unless you're gonna own like a Hot Topic and you have that for the rest of your life.
Next up, what would you do at a talent show? What would your skill be if you were doing a talent show?
Jeez. I used to be able to do that thing where you can hold your leg. You can hold one foot and then jump through it with the other one.
Okay. Is that difficult?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you clip your foot, you're just going to kind of eat shit.
All right. I'm going to try and do that later today.
I'll try. You know what? When I go home tonight, I will
No. In my driveway, we're going to try and do this later.
Maybe without shoes, honestly. Like, I would try without shoes.
You do what you want.
And then the other thing I used to be able to do was the cool karate thing where you would be on your back and, like, kick up.
Kip ups.
Yeah. Kip up? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I guess that's not a talent because that's just something people can or can't do.
I've tried to do it recently, though, and
I used to be able to do it real good to the point where it's like I would shoot too far and then I would like kind of it's like, all right, cool, that's good.
I know. You know why I know? Because that dance video that you posted of you and your brother.
That's right. Yeah, there was a tease for it.
You crushed
jumping through the leg though.
Did
you see that at the end? Like I grabbed my foot. I'm
just saying that was some pretty impressive stuff. The reason for these questions, right? Part of this podcast is getting to know each other a little bit more, which I feel we have done.
Absolutely.
Over these 28, 29, 30 episodes, whatever.
This is episode number 30.
Hey,
Can you believe that? You believe that?
30 episodes. 30 episodes. We did it.
30 weeks and I still hate you.
Yeah, and I still feel it when you come into the house.
Every time.
But like when you told me you took an acting class, it blew my mind.
Yep.
I was like, that is so cool. I wish I knew somebody who wanted to take it. I would have taken an acting class with you. I would have loved to have taken an acting class. And I think we should take one and film it for this podcast.
I would love to do like an improv class. But like the one I took
horrible.
was very baseline. Like you have to take this to go on.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But no, even you say that the Kenny Anderson story. That's why it's like, well, tell it quickly, but it's a great story.
Yeah. Or like, I want to hear it. Like, tell me a little more. Yeah. No, when talking about the talent show thing, the first thing that popped into my head when I saw this was I can blow bubbles with my spit.
Okay.
So, and it's a stretch to find
I know people like,
No. I'm saying it's hard for me to think of any sort of talent that I would have to present at a talent show.
Yeah, I can flip my eyelids.
Yeah, it's nothing that is like talent.
I can speak pretty good Pig Latin.
You can like hit me with a chair if you'd like.
Yeah, I can tell you where to hit. But
yeah, so it would be tough. I would have to do something guitar related, which would be like, I guess that's considered some sort of skill, but it wouldn't be like a good show. I would just be like, here's a one-hit wonder that I just learned recently.
Hey, well played.
Thanks.
I'd get on stage and I'd be like, you guys got a lawnmower? Or like weed whacker?
I'm a great father. That's your skill. Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, okay. Then
Give me one more.
I got one last one for you, and it could actually,
this is fun.
It could lead to a different question.
Uh-oh.
Or it could actually lead to a different topic at a show that we do at a different time. But do you have a bucket list?
Simple answer, no.
Yeah.
I don't.
So that could be like a topic that we could do, like
bucket list from the bucket.
Come up with a bucket list item or something that you would like to do as a bucket list thing. Because I've never really like thought of it either.
Yeah.
When the question came up, I was like, oh, that's somewhat interesting. Let me ask.
Yeah, because you have to. I mean, you can do things like, I want to go to California, and it's like, okay, that's. I mean, living here, nowhere close to California, that's kind of a big deal. But not like, I want to ride a bike, or I want to ride a 2-person bike. You know, like something like that. I don't know. I guess it could be on your bucket list, but I feel like anything that you could literally just get up and do right now shouldn't be on your bucket list.
I was gonna say I don't see where you're going with this, but I'm in for the 2-person bike, which we will also do after we stop recording this at a later time.
Whenever we start making like photos, like or when we hire a photographer for.
All right. Well, there are more questions, but I'm gonna keep that just for like anytime we have stuff like this.
When there's a lull.
Yeah. If we're like today, we had a little bit of time, so why not ask you some questions?
I like it. Yeah, because questions are fun.
All right. Well, tell me what you're putting inside yourself this week.
All right. So, a newer kind of show. However, the season is about to end on HBO Max. It's a show called Creature Commandos. This is, I think last week I was talking about James Gunn in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. This is a show that he created, and I told you on that one he's now like the head of DC Comics, which is obviously Marvel's competitor.
District of Columbia.
Yes, correct. Or the shoe company, the skateboarding shoes. That's what I thought it was. Turns out they own Superman. It's crazy. So anyway, the show Creature Commandos is kind of a spin-off of another movie he did for DC, which was the Suicide Squad. And that's a movie about, in the comics, it's essentially like a team that just keeps changing, but it's like criminals and stuff that the government can be like, hey, if you do this mission for us and you successfully will knock 20 years out. So it's like a covert, one of those things. So this show, Creature Commandos, it's a cartoon, it's animated, cool animation though. The take on this is that they're just like, okay, well, the government said we can't use humans for this anymore. We can't keep sending humans in there to do these jobs that could get them killed. But we could use monsters and stuff. So there's like a Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. There's like a Creature from the Black Lagoon, kind of. But
so it's literally just like a ripoff.
But no. But it's like the Frankenstein ones, yes. But then one of the other guy is just like a glowing skeleton who has like radioactive power.
All right.
This other one, my favorite character, he's called G.I. Robot. He is a robot that was assembled during World War II, and his only objective is to kill Nazis. So it's like anytime, like if I was meeting you for the first time, it's like, nice to meet you. Are you by any chance a Nazi? And then like his hand turns into a gun and it's like, you know. But yeah, it's a hilarious show. The music's awesome. Because like, I guess James Gunn must like some of the music we like, because like almost every action sequence in this show reminds me of like a Dropkick Murphys song. It's like Celtic punk, which is weird because they're not in Ireland, so I don't know why they're specifically using that, but it still sounds awesome. And like it's ultra violent. You know, you can get away with a lot more since it's animated, but very funny.
What is this on?
It's on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
And this would be one I know you're not going to, and I know I always tell you, it's like, you might want to... The episodes are like 18 minutes long. So if you ever just like, you see it and you're like, Goff said this was good, maybe watch episode 3. That's the one about G.I. Robot and the Nazis.
When you said G.I. Robot, I assumed gastroenterologist.
Obviously.
So that's an even cooler robot. A robot that just gives you colonoscopies.
I mean, that's what he does.
That's what the future
and kills Nazis.
They're not going to have guys do it anymore. They're going to do robots. So.
Certainly not your doctor.
No.
God won't even touch you.
Yeah, he's not a robot.
Anyway, yeah, so that's... the season actually just ended a couple days ago. I did not see the final episode yet, though. So
okay,
that's all I got, my friend.
Okay, I got a couple little things here for you. One of them has the word "little" in it. I've been reading this book called Little Weirds. Okay. It is a book by Jenny Slate, who you are
Mona Lisa Saperstein.
That is right. You know her from Parks and Rec and SNL and all these other kind of things.
I believe she's dating Captain America also, Chris Evans, or they were at one point.
I thought Captain America was Steven Rogers. Anyway, so Little Weirds is, I think it's her first book. It was a New York Times bestseller. She actually has a new book that's out now that I saw, and I didn't know that she was an author at all. Yeah. And so when I saw the new one, I looked it up and I realized she had another one. So I was like, let me start off with this other one. So she writes about her life, but she's kind of a like out there, weird, unique voice.
Yeah.
Eclectic is a great word. In a good way. Like I'm a big fan of hers. And so I was like interested to see what kind of book she would write. And so she kind of writes about her own life, but in these interesting ways. And the words that she used and how she describes them. And she doesn't say like me. She'll say she is a flower in a field of what. But the way that she describes all that, you realize what she's trying to say and like what she's trying to get across or whatever. So I don't know. Like I haven't finished reading this thing, but it's like it's a book where like you can't just read it quickly and go through it because you have to kind of go slow to understand all the stuff that she's saying because it's so descriptive and like interesting that you're kind of like, oh, okay, all right, there it is.
You have to process it.
Yeah. Maybe it's just me and I'm slow or whatever, but I think it's the best way because there's a lot of description and it's not just like I went to the zoo. It's just like a really wide definition of what a person and a zoo is and all this kind of stuff, but it's been interesting so far.
Little weirds. So all these books that you read, do you buy them or where do you
it depends.
Like hard copies or
no I mean whatever's cheapest really. I don't like
I meant
to buy
sorry I didn't mean like hard versus soft. I mean like physical copies.
Oh yeah,
okay, as opposed to like Kindle or whatever.
So Megan has a Kindle.
Okay,
Megan read 100 books this year, by the way. Shout out.
That's literally 100 more than
I read. She likes the Kindle. She loves it. She's reading that thing all the time. I like to buy books. I just prefer the book in hand thing or whatever. But like, I don't want to spend money on books because they're expensive, and then you're done, and then you can't resell them, and you can't like whatever. I've heard of people buying them on Amazon, reading them, and just sending them back because Amazon, like, you could send back anything and it doesn't matter. But I buy stuff from a specific eBay account that there's a warehouse in Montgomery, Illinois. They just have like millions of books and they're all used books and they're all cheap, like $2 to $10 or whatever.
Okay.
But they have a deal where it's like buy 3 get 1 free. So if I have 4 books that I want, I'll buy them and it'll be like $11 free shipping for 4 books, and I don't feel bad that I'm buying them. But books are too expensive, man.
What about even at like half price books? You ever go there?
I do, but they're still like $7.99, $8.99. I don't want to pay that much for a book. I will if it's like something I really want to read, but I mean, I read 20 books a year maximum, so it's not like.
Last time I'm gonna interrupt for this one. I'm just curious. Like I said,
coming.
Do you like a book like that, the Jenny Slate one? Do you seek that out, or was that something that just caught your like? Did you hear about it?
No.
You're like, okay, so.
I went to Barnes & Noble, and I had a gift card for Barnes & Noble because sometimes that's what I ask for Christmas. Yep. Like, I like going to Barnes & Noble.
Everyone only has those gift cards at Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. I just like going there, but I don't like to spend the money on the expensive books there. But if somebody else wants to give me that as a gift, then I can buy a nice new book or whatever.
That's what gift cards are for, buying the shit that you don't want to pay for.
Yeah, 100%. So I went with my gift card, and then I was just kind of looking around, and then I came across her new book, and then I Googled, and then found out she had an old one. So I was like, let me start with that one. It's on soft cover. I could spend less money on it and see if I like it.
Cool. Yeah, I like her a lot.
Next up is Night Court. I know, but there's a reason I got to bring it up. I finished it.
Nice. All right, so how many seasons?
9 seasons, 193 episodes.
Good for you, man.
Of Night Court.
That
great show.
Is a commitment.
Fantastic show. Interesting ending. I'm not going to spoil it. I know a lot of you are out there. I have never seen it before. I don't remember it, but it goes along with the show. It's kind of like a little bit out there, and you kind of get a little bit of closure for everybody, but a little bit, not completely. But yeah, I don't want to say anything about it because I know there's a lot of court heads out there.
Blood courts?
But here's the thing. So then I'm like, I'm going to start watching the new Night Court, right?
Oh, okay.
3 seasons, still going on right now.
3 already?
I go to Peacock. It's on NBC. They don't have seasons 1 and 2.
That sucks.
I don't understand this. What am I paying for?
Yeah.
Do you know why this happens?
Well, yeah, that actually doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because
I can't watch it anywhere.
NBC. Are you sure it's not like? I mean, have you just Googled to see?
I Googled it, and there's like a Reddit thread. I don't know how Reddit works about how people are like, where is season 1? And like they've randomly been taken away over the past month. You can
probably buy it on Amazon, but who the hell wants to do that?
Yeah, what am I paying Peacock for?
Yeah, no, I agree. That is that sucks.
So that kind of pissed me off. And then I've started this a while back. Me and Megan are watching the Drew Carey show.
Okay.
Did I talk about that on this? Okay, so we're about season 5 or 6.
You didn't get into detail, but you just, I think, mentioned it. Okay.
We're halfway through. 9 seasons. We're at season 5. And I'd never liked this show when I was younger. Not didn't like it, but just like never watched it. I didn't think I would like it and all this stuff. Great show. I think this is a solid sitcom, super creative show. They did episodes where there's like find the errors.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so like they talk to the fourth wall, and they're like, hey, if you can find them, there's more than 50 errors, send them in, and you will win $20,000 and a dinner with Drew Carey. And then you're watching, and like the lady has a mustache, and like all this stuff is happening, you know. Solid. They did 2 of those episodes. Then they did a live episode, which is a cool idea for a sitcom, and it was kind of like Drew Carey and Whose Line Is It Anyway mixed. So they would do a line, and then like the guy would be like, nope, give me a new line, and they would have to come up with it on the fly.
That's kind of cool.
So they have a lot of like creative stuff on there. So I give my respect to Drew Carey. I thought I was gonna like hate this show.
Really?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like something that I like, a sitcom that I would like. And it's been very good so far. And then the only other thing that I watched this week, I watched the new Ronnie Chang special. Are you familiar with Ronnie Chang?
No.
He's on Daily Show. He's one of the...
Oh, wait. I think... I hate to say this. Are there multiple Asian men on that show?
I don't know.
Because if not, then I know who it is.
I don't know, but he kind of like yells a lot.
Okay, and, I think I know what you're talking about.
He's great. He's got a great... He's got 2 Netflix specials, I believe. This is his second one. The first one I loved. I watched it, and it's great. His style of comedy is like, it's almost like Lewis Black, like yelling, like a lot of yelling, like, why are you so stupid? Like, this one goes against like boomers and like older people. It was also very, very good. I liked the first one better, but this one was really, really good.
Well, was this Netflix too?
Yeah, a new special called Love to Hate It. It's on Netflix. He does like Chicago theater now. He's almost an arena act. He's a very, very big act, and yeah, that's about it for what I've been paying attention to. I didn't leave the house, so I've just been watching stuff.
Yeah, with this, like, my new job, I've been kind of, like, it's mostly just stuff I've been watching, like, Impractical Jokers and Abbott Elementary and shit. But anyway, that means it is time for our top 3 one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
So should I start with Megan's? She did list hers.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's do that.
All right, we're going to start.
Actually, what if mine is also...
Okay, good point. Fine, we'll do hers last. All right, so
this isn't your show, Megan. This is not your show. Sorry.
Jeez, man. All right, I'm trying to keep my place in this home, so I'm not going to talk any shit.
She almost kicked you out because you spilled coffee creamer on the floor.
I know. All right, anyway, so my number 3 is Informer by Schmo.
Love it.
Yep. And it's funny too because I don't know, I was like looking for clips on one of the recent episodes, and I know we did. I think I asked you, do you like snow? And I was talking about, regular
cocaine.
Snow, and it was like, anyway, just all my songs are going to be in this vein, right around my 6th to 8th grade days.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like our explanation for almost every one of these is going to be the same. But yeah, so I'm going to say Informer. Snow.
Great song. Everybody knew the words, even though nobody knew the words.
They knew the words up to.
I wanted to bring up a one-hit wonder that I'm not going to say what it is, but I'll say it was a song that had a sample in it.
Okay.
And the sample was from like the 70s, but the song was not. It was from the 90s.
Okay.
And I remember in like elementary school, one of the cool kids brought like a tape player, and he had taped it off the radio, and he was playing that song and like break dancing in the corner. This was like 4th grade. Or like last week at work.
One of the two.
But, and so like, I was like, oh, that's so cool. So then I taped the song off the radio, and then I played it at a different time when he didn't bring, it was like, oh, it's okay, guys, I got it here. And then I played it, but it was the song from the 70s. It was the original song. So it was not the cool sampled version. It was like Carly Simon, or
it's not Ice Ice Baby.
It is.
Okay.
It
right,
is. Yeah. So
I was trying to think when that came out. I was like, yeah.
Which now I'm like, oh, that's fine. Queen is one of the greatest bands of all time. But at that time, it was like, oh man, I'm such a loser.
It's like somehow this band stole this song from Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. People were like, what is this? They were freaking out. So in your vein, 6th to 8th grade. Mine's probably going to be around the same thing. Like
used to be like 5th to 7th.
late 90s, I would say, like mid to late 90s. But most of mine are rock because I was like getting into alternative, and so whatever age that was.
I'm sure I'm gonna love a bunch of yours too.
We'll see. Number 3 from mine. I don't even know if you know this. Primitive Radio Gods.
I know the band, yeah.
Okay, so the song is called like "Standing Outside of a Broken Telephone Booth with Money in My Hands" or something like that.
Okay.
And it's like, I've been down hard and bad ever since the day he left. Ever since the day. That's like the drop in the background, and then the song is very like sad and like
somber.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
I like the name of the song sounds familiar just because it's like obviously a name like that stands out. It's almost like Flagpole Sitta.
Yeah, Harvey Danger.
Different band, but I mean like a weird.
Harvey Danger. That was a good one too.
That was a good song.
That's a one-hit wonder.
I do like that song a lot.
Me too.
That's one of my potent notables.
Nice.
It's not, but now it is.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Ina Kamosi.
Hell yeah.
Here comes the hot stepper, word up, I'm the lyrical gangster.
Look at this.
So do you by any chance remember a game for PlayStation called Parappa the Rapper?
Yeah.
So I don't think that was the same guy, but like we didn't have all the luxuries we do now of just looking on our phones. So it's like I could never find that out, but I'm almost positive it was the same dude.
That's
but
funny. No, I remember that song. I wrote it down because I saw it on a list, and I was like, "This isn't my top 3, but it's a."
I didn't think you'd know Ina Kamosi.
Oh yeah, I actually remember recently somebody brought up the song title, and I was like, "Oh, Ina Kamosi," and people were like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "How do you not know that?" But they were foreign, so they had no clue.
All right, that's my number 2.
My number 2 is potentially my number 1. This is I would be shocked if they had any other song that was as big of a hit as this song. Folk Implosion, Natural One. I'm the one, natural one, take it easy. Now, this song was not on Spotify for the longest time until like a year ago. They finally put it on. I don't know what the copyright stuff was. All their other music was on, but that one song was not on.
This one you're talking about?
Yeah, and it's a banger.
Okay.
It is a banger. It's potentially my number 1, but I went between the two, and I was like, I got to put my other one as number 1.
And the thing is, I bet I know all these songs. You're just such a terrible singer that you can't.
Yeah. I don't know why you let me continue to try
and you're like,
sing
it's
these.
the one that goes like, I'm like, just stop.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll just check after the episode.
I'm actually going to edit this so that you hear the song like while
that
I'm
would be
singing.
so good. Yeah, me just like, I'm like, you don't sound anything like the guy.
We're going to be kicked off of YouTube for all the copyright
this
strikes.
whole episode. It's like, what the hell were you thinking, my friend?
Yeah.
All right, so my number 1, you're going to love this one because it is a grunge band.
Okay.
Now, it was between this song and actually Plowed by Sponge, but I think Sponge actually had a few more. Like, they had, 16 Candles and stuff, so technically not a one-hit wonder.
I agree, and they just played in West Chicago.
I know, you mentioned that 2 weeks ago. Every time Sponge is brought up, they just played in West Chicago.
Love Sponge. Love
yeah,
Sponge.
But yeah, Plowed is a great song. So anyway, this is a song, yes, another grunge band. I would actively try to, like this was one, like, gotta hit record when it's on.
Okay.
And it is Backwater by the Meat Puppets.
Oh.
I fucking love this song so much. And what was a nice cherry on top is when this song was played in the TV show Superstore. Because it's obviously a sitcom about a big box store.
That makes me want to watch the show.
Well, they do this. They have little vignettes in between scenes where it'll just show a random thing happening at the store that has nothing to do with the episode, and they'll always just have random music. So there was something happening, you just hear, and when I wake up in the morning, in the background, and I'm like, holy shit, the Meat Puppets.
Yeah, A, that's a great song.
Yeah.
B, literally in the notes of my phone this week, I wrote learn that song.
Hell yeah, dude.
I wanted to cover
so you could serenade me?
Yeah.
For season 2 of Sasha and Goff.
I'll sing it live.
Hell yeah, dude.
With he recorded over. But yeah,
that's okay.
No, that's a great song. Were they a one-hit wonder? I think so.
See, in my opinion, yes, because that is literally the only song if you played the Meat Puppets, I could maybe be like, oh, it sounds like that one, but no, that's So in my opinion, yes, they are a one-hit wonder.
I love it. Mine is around the same era, of course, because we're around the same age and we're thinking the same way. Space Hog, In the Meantime. And in the meantime, you remember that one?
The only Space Hog song I can think is the one that's like, you know that one?
No, I don't know what that is, but
it's one of their biggest songs.
I'm gonna keep that in, and I'm gonna edit the other ones over mine. They actually, I was talking about the, I'm blanking on the name right now, but the guy, he's got a YouTube channel. He plays bass. I brought it up like 2 weeks ago.
Is that the guy that watches like reaction video? Okay.
Yeah, and he did the Space Hog song like reaction thing, and it was really, really good and made me appreciate Space Hog even more, which is why I put them ahead of Folk Implosion. But the two of them are like pretty much.
See, I gotta send you or at least play the song I'm talking about because I'm pretty sure it's Space Hog and it's like that one. To me, like I know that one. I don't know the one you're talking about. So they might.
Well, I don't know the one you're talking about.
Well, maybe they're a 1.5 hit wonder.
Well, either way, solid band. Low End University. That's the name of the YouTube channel. Gotcha. Just came to my head.
Give me your PNs, brother.
All right. So my potent notables. I have a bunch of them for you. Good. I have this one in my heart, Mr. Big. Be with
Hell
you.
Yeah, the video too, where he's just
everything about
the camera the whole time.
I love it. Also. In the show Rules of Engagement, who I don't know if we've talked about that sitcom.
Which one is which Spade. Fat dad is the, oh okay.
David Spade and Putty from Seinfeld. This is a hell of a show.
Oh, and the mom from Grounded for Life. Love her.
And the guy who has a sister.
Wait!
Goldie Hawn's kids or something.
Yeah, never mind.
Oliver Hudson. Oliver Hudson is in it as a very funny guy. In that show, there's an episode where he's... Anyway, I'm not going to go through the show, but they do Mr. Big, and then David Spade is, like, edited over it. Like, he's got a great voice singing it or whatever.
Nice.
It is a fantastic episode. I absolutely love that song. Maybe before I would have been embarrassed to like that song, but to me, hell of a song.
I think it's one that, I'd be, like, excited to hear, but it's like, I don't love it. You know, it's like, but then if someone came by and turned it off, I'd also be fine.
It's one of those songs where, like, if it's on, you're like, well, if you want to turn it off.
Window off,
you're hoping nobody turns it off.
Yeah.
Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag. They actually, I totally forgot about this band, but a couple years ago they played on a wrestling show because one of the wrestlers came out to that theme, and so they actually like booked them and they played live at the show, and I was like, I love these guys. They're fantastic. They actually just played or are playing the Beat Kitchen in Chicago.
No shit.
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce this next one, but if I tell you the song name, you probably know it. Sandstorm. Darude. It's like a dance song.
Okay. Is it I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're doing, but the people know it.
Kind of like that.
All right, we'll see. I don't know. We're both bad at singing, huh?
I mean, I'm good though.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Bismarcky.
Yeah.
I don't.
You.
Just a friend.
You got what I need.
I don't think you can name another Bismarcky song.
No, I can't. Absolutely not.
Me neither. What else do I have on here? I can't read my handwriting. This one, okay. I read the book about this band years ago. Okay. Semisonic Closing Time.
Oh God!
I mean, it's overplayed. When you hear it now, you're like, oh. But it's a good song.
Good on them, man. I'm sure they get royalties for that somewhere.
One of my favorite songs during high school. There's two songs that I always remember. One of them is a U2 song that, like, the name escapes me. The other one is The Verve, Bittersweet Symphony.
That's a good song.
It's a good song.
I like that one.
It's kind of like... no, man, I'm tougher than that, but it's a good song.
I actually thought that was Oasis the first time I heard it.
It reminds me of high school when I hear it, so it's also like nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
It like brings me back to a different time.
Yeah, I really like that song actually.
Aqua, Barbie Girl, mine and yours favorite. Right. Here's another one. This is could have made my top 3. Eels, Novocaine for the Soul.
Okay.
Novocaine.
I don't think I know that one.
Okay. Well, Eels, solid band. They've had a long career. They're kind of like Nada Surf.
Yeah.
They've just had like a long, successful career. But if you ask people about Nada Surf, they remember that one song. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
ding,
yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
Popular.
ding, ding.
Okay, I was trying to remember what it's called. Because I get them mixed up with Fountains of Wayne. Stacy's mom.
Oh, okay. All right. And then Skilo, I wish.
Hell yeah.
That's a banger.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
He's not a Latino woman.
Tola.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know why. I think it's because one of my friends in high school would sing it like that. This girl Kate. Yeah, she'd be like, "Wish I was a little bit taller."
What about Crash Test Dummies?
I hate that song.
It was on like Beavis and Butthead or something. They made fun of it.
It's in Dumb and Dumber when they have their little fight.
And then here's one that I like that a lot of people always made fun of me for, but Four Non-Blondes.
Which one?
What's up?
What's going on? It's a fine song.
I like that song, and I'm okay saying it. So those are my potent notables.
Dude, I have no matches like that. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I thought half of them were going to be the same.
Okay. However, I'm going to do Megan's now because you have some sames as her.
Yeah.
So you guys got married apparently because her number one is also Folk Implosion.
Yeah.
The natural one, which again, I got to hear this.
She's probably going to be mad that it's my number 2.
Yeah.
That's how hardcore she is about that song.
Her number 2, a song we just talked about, Not a Surf, popular.
Oh, okay. All right.
I remember the girl in that video was fucking smoking hot. Beautiful. Right. Sorry. Okay, and then number 3. Another one you said, the Eels, Novocaine. For whatever. She just wrote Novocaine, so I don't know the full thing.
Novocaine for the Soul.
All right.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
I would have gone 3-2-1, but I like your style.
I know. What, 1-3-2? Sorry, 1-2-3? What? I don't know. Here we go. All right, so my potent notables, Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Favorite wedding song, and just, yeah, another one. It's like, tell me another song he'd say.
It's like a song that I never want to hear again, but I will never not know it. Like, it's burned into my brain.
A different switch turns on when I hear the or the oh my god, Becky, look at her, depending on how
I can tell because you like know that. Like,
I love that song, dude. All right, Slam by Onyx.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And we actually I remember my brother and I had this album. It was like one of the most offensive things ever because every song, like Slam was like probably the only clean name. Because like even the lyrics for Slam, they're still swearing. They just edit it, obviously. Black Vagina Finda is one of the names on there. Okay. And then there's like
I'm on that website.
Throw Ya Guns. Like everything, like it's always like sentences but as one word. A lot of Z's instead of S's. But yeah, Slam. I mean, a fantastic song with a bunch of guys that were scary as hell. One of them actually, Sticky Fingers, was an actor. He played Blade.
Wow.
Like in the Blade TV show, and then he was also in the show The Wire.
I'll say this: Onyx is a great band name, but then you think, isn't Onyx like turquoise or something?
Black.
Oh, what is it like a mineral or something?
It's like a precious stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's a weird name for like an aggressive hip hop group or
whatever.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, like. Yeah, I don't know. What's an aggressive jewel stone or mineral?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ruby,
opal,
sapphire.
I think opal.
Opal's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a good band.
Do you remember the song Daisy Dukes? Come on, baby, kick them daisies. Look at those girls in the Daisy Dukes.
I don't really remember.
You do, but you're just gonna let me keep going. It's like, jog my. Anyway, this band was called Deuce. That's the one I had to look up on your phone because I could remember the song, but. And that's another one that like was
That's
the
what
same.
You were doing on my phone?
Yeah, I just needed that one thing. Yeah.
Why'd you go to the bathroom?
I know. Well, because I had to take a dump. Also, your toilet is backed up down there. Butthole Surfers. I don't mind the sun sometimes.
Are they a one-hit wonder?
In my opinion, they are. I don't know what else they.
I always confuse them with like Pepper or like.
Is that the name of the song? No, Pepper is like a Sublime type band. They're another.
Yeah, that's not who I'm talking about. Then I think that might be the song.
That is what it's called. Thank you.
Who's the Butthole Surfers? What's the long skirt? Oh, Cake. I wrote Cake. That's who I confused.
How did you get Cake from Long Skirt? I thought you were going to say like Long Beach Dub All-Stars. It's like,
no,
nope,
no,
that's
the
another
name of the
Sublime
song,
band.
and it just like
okay,
in reverse.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Who Let the Dogs Out? Venga Boys, of course. That's up there with Whoomp. There it is. Which was that on your list?
No.
Oh my God, that's Ben Wyatt's. That was his campaign
But
song.
none of these are my favorites.
Like, I know. Some of these are just ones that I'm like bringing up too, just for fun.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, like, come on, Technotronic, Pump Up the Jam.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard a remix the other day, and I was like, "Give me the original."
Well, you work out, so you probably hear it all the time.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Also,
like,
that's your favorite song. So.
It's like Ariana Grande doing that song, and you're like, "I don't need the Ariana Grande part."
Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight.
Okay.
When you actually listen to the lyrics to that song, they're pretty damn funny.
Isn't it like 30 minutes?
It's a long song. Yeah. Yes, there was one time. This was when I was in my teens. We were visiting one of my buddy's sisters in college, I remember, and we were getting food or something, and we were waiting in line, and the song was playing. So I was actually listening to it, and when it, like, just how funny it is, it's like, you know, Hotel Motel Holiday Inn. If your friend starts acting up, then you take her friend. You know, like, just, you know, and shit like that. It's like, you're talking about this girl he's dating. It's like, the food was soggy and the chicken tastes like wood. But it's like, and the chicken tastes like wood. And, like, it's a funny-ass song.
I had an experience like that recently. There was a song I was listening to that was like, Why Can't We Be Friends?
Okay.
If you go deep into that song, the lyrics just get weird.
Really?
They don't rhyme anymore. They don't, like, it's just like...
He's just now talking
obscure.
Or just singing.
I'm going to try and come up with it for next week's episode, see if I remember to do that. But, yeah, it just gets really, like, awkward, and you're like, I don't even know why you guys are still recording this.
That's hilarious. Yeah. It's just like, he's like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's just a conversation.
And then the last one I have is Crisscross Jump.
Oh, that's a solid one.
Yeah. They did. I remember they had another radio song that was called like "Growing Up in the Hood," and that was like totally different than. Or actually, I think they had another one that was similar to Jump.
They were great. I used to have that cassette. You did a lot of B96.
I totally did.
Yeah,
that was my.
And I did a lot more like Q101 or whatever.
I think in like 8th grade is when I started getting into Q101 stuff, Bush and Sponge and.
All right. So then.
All right. We're dropping the bucket. Let's see what we're doing
next week.
Top
3. What do we got?
Okay.
Oh God.
I
dropped this. Don't let go of the bucket.
You got it?
Potentially.
All right. Let's see what we're potentially doing next week. You know what? I'm going to pass on this one just because I know that you and I would probably not.
All right.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Don't
what it was.
finish the sentence.
Yeah, no. Actually, you know what? Damn it. All right. All right. So I don't know because this one. All right. I guess this is like we're gonna do this one. This is from Mike from Melmac. It's the top 3 ways to treat yourself. So I guess it would be, we're not going to include masturbating. But, all right. So yeah, just I guess like, I don't know. Do you want to do this one or no?
I think so. Okay. I think.
Are you okay with that? I wasn't sure about your reaction there. If you
No. I'm trying to think of like what comes to mind. Nothing comes to mind, so it's going to be one that I'm going to have to like do a little work.
All right. So here we go. So like,
Explain
if you are given a gift card, go buy this right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe stuff like
yourself.
that. The first thing that I want a new guitar. Things you don't need, but it's just like, yeah, why the hell not? Or maybe even like, I don't want to say bucket list stuff, but yeah, maybe if you had enough money.
Is it strictly stuff that you would buy or like...
No, you could say like go on a vacation, whatever. Let's say how you could spend money.
Treat yourself is the best phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
All right.
We got time. We got a week. And if not, then we'll come back next week and pretend like we never pulled it at all. We'll just be like, hey, what's your favorite ska
it's gonna be like,
bands?
holy shit, man. Can you believe we forgot it last week? So, anyway.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Episode.
Mike, we'll give it the old college try.
Yeah.
And that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.